we go. Can you hear me now? Dust. Can you hear me now? Yep. Okay, yeah. Apparently it got moved around. So yeah, guys, here I am in Florella, Alabama. I know I haven't been around in a while. I've had a lot of stuff going on with the RV, including a major breakdown, which was a blown transmission. I've had to kind of hunker down and get that all repaired. RV is better than it's ever been, and I'll go through that in another video, not necessarily today, because I'm kind of in a hurry to get the hell out of here. I'm fixing to head to a little town called Andalusia from here. And in Andalusia, I've got to get some propane, and I may or may not pick up a few groceries, probably not because of my time constraint, and I'm going to get out of here late. Because after I leave Andalusia, I'm going to head to a little town called It's got to be up here, Dad. Go over here. Stay over here. Now, don't bite me. I'll pop you in the nose. Let me get my desktop. There we go. From Andalusia, I'm going to head down to and then is kind of a center point where I'll fork off and go to a little town called Elba. Now, if you look back in my ghost hunt adventures on YouTube, and let me switch it over real quick. Let's go over to screen 2, monitor 2. I think I got it up. There we go. Somewhere, it's an old video because it was like from 5 years ago. Let's see. I'm not gonna have you watch it. I'll just show it to you. It was with Gypsy and I. And by the way, guys, send out your prayers and well, maybe I shouldn't say. She was kind of keeping it quiet. But anyways, unspoken prayers for Gypsy. Okay, here you go. Haunted Jail in Alabama. I'll check this out today. If I get over there and it's still open. Not even go there. Then, okay.
Oh, but we're going to find out. We're going to let you know.
Why should this one be any different, right? That's part of the adventure. All right, let's go do this.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're heading over to the Elba Jail in this video. We had some crazy experiences. This is a 32-minute video of that particular investigation, and it's actually, I believe it was 2 parts. But you'll see in this video some of the stuff that was crazy and going on while we were there. So I'm going to check that out and see if I can't get back over there today, and I'll do some videos of the inside, and then we'll go back to that at a later date, and I'll investigate the Elba Jail again. Now, coming from Elba, then I'll come back into and then cut down to a little town called Kinston, and go about 25 miles the other direction, and I'll drop into Kinston. Now, if you recall, a couple of weeks ago, I dropped a video. Whether you watched it or not, I don't know. Well, here it says it's been a month ago. Yeah, because actually that was the last place that I went, and on the way home from the cemetery there, Kinston, that's when the transmission went out in the RV, so it has been a month. So anyways, here's a little video on that, a little quick video you can check out on my YouTube as well. So this is on my Wee Boondock channel, so it's YouTube at Wee Boondock, and just go to my videos, you'll find both of these. So this was the last one I dropped right here, and this is where I'm going to be. Very cool. For tomorrow night. I'm planning on doing a Halloween.
Alabama, which
again, this was back
one of
5 years ago, but this
locations. This is Grancer Harrison, and he was a wealthy landowner who died and was buried here. And he used to throw parties on every Thursday night. We would have these big dance parties.
The first Thursday of December, whatever day that falls on. Today it's Monday. So in the next few days. But we hope everybody joins us then. Got any idea about what time we're going to come? So anyway, that's a little bit of the background story for Grancer Harrison. Um, so I'm going to head over there for tomorrow night. Seems that Halloween is on Thursday. That's when the legend's supposed to take place. On Thursday nights at midnight, Grancer, you'll hear the fiddle music playing and the tap, tap, tap of his clogs as he's dancing on top of his headstone. Grancer was a rich cotton plantation owner and somewhat eccentric, but loved to dance. And every Thursday night he'd go out and dance till sunrise. And so when he died, he left explicit details on how he wanted to be buried. First off, he wanted to be above ground, as you can see through that tomb that he has. But he wanted to be buried on his feather bed with his clog dancing shoes on, with all his valuable items. So throughout the years, that grave actually has been blown up a couple of times, they said. People trying to get in there to steal his valuables. And so finally they just concreted the whole thing in, and so there's no air gap in there. Makes it a little harder to get in there now. But the story still goes that if you go there on the cemetery on Thursday nights, you'll hear the fiddle music and the dancing of the feet. Now, when we were there 5 years ago, it was Gypsy Lacey and I. Then we never really heard it. We never heard the dancing or the any of that. But there was some pretty strange things going on around us. So I'm hoping that the legend always says it happens on Thursday night. Tomorrow's Thursday night. Oddly enough, Halloween. So what would be a better time than to try and capture something in a cemetery? This is a very remote place. It's kind of off the beaten path, and it's actually surrounded by cotton fields down here in Alabama. And you have to you'll see in this video, if you watch this video, let me just throw it up there real quick and you'll see how it is to get in. Hey, girly dog. So here's the turnoff right here.
In 800 feet, you will arrive at your destination.
Well, Edith is back. So you have to go up this little dirt road and get back into the cemetery. And it just went up a cotton field.
You have arrived.
And there's his grave sitting on the top of a little hilltop. And it's really not a hilltop. It looks like it is, but it's not. So anyways, yeah. So we'll go there tomorrow night, and I'll set up, and I think maybe Chris will be joining me, and of course, if Chris goes, Dee isn't going to sit home, so maybe we'll get them two out there and do some investigation along with me. But at any rate, I will be there with or without them, and hang out and see if we can't catch Grancer. So I want to catch you guys up on that, and let you see what we might be doing tomorrow night. So if you got some time, drop in. Now we're in Central Time, so I plan on being up there around dark, and I may just make some supper and stuff and kind of set things up, get the Starlink set up. So, and that's another reason I'm going to stop by there today is to see how far my repeater puts out, and how far I can walk around the cemetery without losing my signal. So I'll be doing some bumps all day long. If I get to Elba and I can stream a little bit there, you may see me at the Elba Jail today. Oops, I get this resituated. There we go. So I want to go over to, and I'm not going to do it now because, like I say, I'm kind of pressed for time. I want to get out of here and start moving about because I got a lot to do today. But I want to tell you where I've been. Apologize for that. I really. How about now? Hello? Can you hear me now? No? How about now? Can you hear me? Hopefully you can hear me. Whatever. Can you hear me now? Hey Cat, how are you? You can hear me. You can hear me now. Okay, I had to change ports on this mic for some reason. I don't know why, but it made a difference, and that's good enough for me. Everybody can hear me again? Everybody can hear me again? No? Triple X for you, Chris. Yes? How about you, Chris? You hear me? Yes, Batch? Okay. All right, we got that issue resolved. So, as you can see, I've got a busy day. I'm going to, like I say, run up to Andalusia, up over to Elba, and then back down to Kinston. I'll film from the location you just saw in the video. As I said, that's the Harrison Cemetery, Grancer Harrison, which I'll be spending Halloween tomorrow night in that cemetery. And I'm going to go check out the Elba jail that hopefully I'll be able to stream another investigation from in the coming weeks. I really want to head up to Chahaba and over to Sloss Furnace. As I said, the RV has had a lot of problems. As I pulled in here, we knew we were having generator problems, which oddly enough is the reason that I came down this direction to begin with. Is I just had enough of that Texas heat and the Oklahoma heat and 120-day temperatures and 95-degree nights with no air conditioning. It was killer. And I finally had enough, and I hightailed it down here to Alabama where my RV guy is. Turns out that now that I've had all these repairs done, that's the one thing he couldn't fix, and I need to go down to a Fort Walton down by Pensacola to the Owen dealer to have them figure out what the hell. I've changed the carburetor, the fuel filter, the fuel pump, the circuit board, which was $800. I've got about $1,200 into it, and the thing's still not running. But it would cost $6,000 to replace it, the generator, so I have to get it fixed. So I'm hoping they'll do it for about $500. At this point, from the time that I left Colorado to the time that I've gotten here, I'm glad I had some savings because I've spent a little over $11,000 at this point since I've left Colorado. A lot of money. I never planned on spending all that kind of money. I'm hoping that now that the transmission's done, I've got double the solar capacity that I had. We've added 2 more panels and 2 more. They're not lithium, they're glass pack batteries. They're better than lead batteries. And they went from the 6 volt, we put in 2 12 volts. So my capacity for holding all that energy that the solar is collecting during the course of the day has pretty much tripled the amount. So I should have no problem streaming or going through and boondocking again, especially now that it's cooler weather here in Florida. I think, and I know you guys are sitting there, like I saw Wanty sitting in the snow up there and whatnot. Last night we sat outside and it was about 8 o'clock in the evening, and Chris was barbecuing, and we're all sitting around in shorts. I didn't have shoes on. We're sitting in shorts and a couple of them in what do they call the t-shirts, white beaters. I don't know what they call them. Anyways, yeah, whatever. Anyways, yeah, it was pretty warm here. It's supposed to be 85 today, which is a little bit cooler, and the next couple of weeks until we figure out if this next thing's going to turn into a hurricane or not, and where it's going to go. We weren't affected by any of the other 2 hurricanes that came through Florida. The last Helena came right on the edge of us, but the other one, we weren't even close. We didn't get any. We got rain 2 days before as it was coming in, and that was pretty much it. So I do now. Chris has offered me a spot on the property. He's got 18 acres here and has told me pick out wherever I want a spot. We'll cut it out. He'll throw some electric down there, and I'll have a home base in Alabama for as long as I want it, which is way cool. These people are amazing, and I'll get into more of that when I have more time. Right now, I'm kind of speed telling you everything because I've got a big agenda today. I meant to stream before this, but I just awesome. Let me just kind of show you what I've got. We just built this in the RV, so all the wires are hidden. That's why it took me so long to figure out where the wire was for the microphone here. But yeah, you can see I've got my 2 monitors. I even got it hooked up, so now I can stream onto my TV up there and have a 3rd monitor. So way cool setup. This thing all folds up, and this becomes the cupboard door, and then this part folds up on top of this part, and it's all neatly concealed, and I still have my bench here and the bed for guests. Sweet setup. We built that last week, and I think it's going to be awesome. Now I don't have to worry. Another thing too is I'll just show you this while I got this camera that I can kind of show you. It's Monday, so in the next few days, we hope everybody joins us then. There we go. Yeah, you can't really tell. This cord's not long enough, and I'm not going to stretch it. But I have a little switch over there on the side of this other cabinet where my solar switch is. And all I have to do now, rather than unplug this stuff like I had to before when I went from power source, they call it shore power, electric power, to solar power, I would have to unplug everything from electric outlets and then plug into a solar outlet. Now the way that Chris has got this made up, I've got these little outlets here. They have USB ports, C channels, and then plug-ins. Now all I have to do is push a button, and it flips it from AC to DC power or shore power to solar power. In the flip of a switch. I don't have to change any of the outlets, move any plugs. Everything stays where it is. That's going to make it a lot easier on Jason because once I have the thing set up, I don't have to keep moving it around from place to place, and it's going to make it, should be a lot more stable once I work out the bugs, make it a lot more stable for everybody while I'm streaming here. So hopefully things are going to go pretty good from here on out. I'm feeling good again. I'm back on the road, and that's a big relief. You guys don't know how much stress that was for me. You have to think that and this thing did end up going to the shop for the guy was super fast and did an excellent job. A little auto mechanic shop in Op, no less, about 18 miles from here. Little backwoods garage, and the guy rebuilt the transmission in 3 days, and it was under $2,500 to do a total rebuild. And he showed me all the parts. They were fried. So I got a great price, super turnaround, but it was quite stressful in the sense that when your home is gone, and you got to think that, this is where I live. This is my house. This is where I go to at the end of the day. For it to be gone, there was 3 days there, 4 days actually, the night that we took it down and then picking up. At any rate, 4 days, I felt like I was homeless because this has been my security for the last 8 years. Chris and Dee, again, came to my rescue. They have a great big 38-foot super 2 slides and mega RV over here. So they just had me move into their RV for the 4 days, me and the cat and the dog, and we moved into their RV during the time that the guy was doing the repairs on the RV down there at Adams. So it wasn't really that big of a transition. It was just the just getting it there and dealing with that was another thing too. The RV wasn't on its own power. Chris had to tow me. He's got a Ford F-350 super duper truck that he uses with his RV service, and he towed me with his truck all the way to Op to get me to the transmission place, and that was kind of stressful thinking about it. And it turned out it was a really simple process. Everything went a whole lot easier than my mind was going to allow it to happen. And so now it's all behind me. I'm back on the road, like you say. Yep, on the road again, and I couldn't be happier. So we'll start the adventures again. The nice thing too is now I can run up to Tennessee, come back to Alabama, and I'll have a place to park here. Go down to Florida, hang out, come back here to Alabama, I'll have a place to park up. Go into Georgia, Virginia. That's another thing too. Sean is talking about meet me in Virginia. We're going to do our, and we're thinking about doing Trans-Allegheny. And so we may be sending out notices to everybody and try to make it a thing that might be a possibility for a mayhem type event. However, let me just tell you guys, because Sean and I discussed that. Wanty put out some information. I can't remember, something Auburn Sanitarium or something in Louisville, Kentucky there, and see what they can line up as far as something cool and a place that can accommodate all of us, and we can make it a mayhem event. However, the thing that's going to be different, let's see, what's that? Are you from Tennessee? Only 10, I see. Could be. I like Tennessee. Tennessee's cool. But we're tentatively looking for another place for a mayhem event. However, as I started to say, I don't want to cheerlead and lead the thing. I can get things set up and whatnot, but as far as tickets and accommodation, I will try to find a place like I did when we did Ripavilla Plantation in Tennessee. I booked out 10 rooms at the Ramada Inn, and you guys would call in and book that room for, we were there for a week, but you could book it for 3 days, 5 days, however long you wanted to stay. But that was up to you. All I did was reserve the rooms. $50 for the venue. And then whatever your motel room is and whatever you wine and dine. Or wherever we go. It doesn't matter if it's there or Auburn or Waverly Hills or whatever. And I don't really want to go to Waverly Hills, but wherever we end up, that's what I'll do. I'll set up a motel, or if they got a thing like the Sister, and tickets, the cost for the venue is $1,500. If we only get 5 people that come, that's gonna change the price substantially, and that's gonna make us pay $300 a piece for the venue. $300. So the more the people we get, the lower the cost of the venue goes down. So that's the idea there. Anyways, I'm going on and on and on about a bunch of stuff here, and I really, hey there, Zombie, how are you? How are you? I've been proudly wearing your t-shirt. I wore it actually yesterday. So it's in my laundry. Yeah. So I'm back on the road again. I'm sorry that I've been gone, but there's been so much going on with the RV and a lot of transitional stuff. And then too, little story about my Starlink dish. When I got in here and I had to move the RV, I unplugged the Starlink and set it on a table, and which was fine, but I forgot to load it up into the RV. I have little plugs where the Ethernet cable goes into the back of the Starlink dish, and they've got little plugs on them so that they're waterproof. But I'd unplugged the cable, so it was wide open and facing up, and it kind of is in a little groove like this, so all the rain was going straight for